I'm so excited that gardening season is finally here at last, and can't wait to show you all the new plants and returning perennials in the garden this season. On either side of the front walkway, I filled the planters with an Alberta spruce, some red dianthus, red and white striped verbena, and variegated vinca vines. The dianthus grows to form a little round bushy plant, while the vinca vines and verbena will overflow the edge. The Alberta spruce will add some height and a nice touch of green to the look. I continued the red and green colors onto the porch with more vinca vines and red geraniums, which the hummingbirds love. I also have these red flowering vines with obelisk trellises to continue the colors across the porch. I went with solar lanterns instead of hanging baskets up here for a more maintenance-free option. All of the perennials in the front side flower bed are coming up nicely. This stone crop is one of my favorites as it gets flowers near fall that remind me of the color of fall mums. And over here we have a hosta. So glad this decorative tree came back again this season. Right behind it is a climbing rose my brother gifted me about 5 years ago that gets covered in red flowers. But more hostas are coming up along with a poppy, daylilies, yellow yarrow, and other fun plants. My brother gifted me this miniature yellow rose to plant and to see if it comes back. I've had success with miniature roses coming back previous seasons, so we'll see. This is another new plant this year that gets orange and pink flowers. The bittersweet vines are about 4 years old now and are just starting to get leaves. They get the left half of the arbor, while the right is covered with a purple wisteria vine. So this area is newly landscaped since my last garden tour. It used to have rotten and partially missing wood beams, but now has a nice rock border. As you can see, the tulips are in full bloom, which usually happens around my birthday. And yes, we have a few rabbits around the yard, including that little one. For the most part, they leave the plants alone, but they did enjoy my new perennial carnation, unfortunately. Another bittersweet vine is growing up onto the garage over here. And some miniature red roses fill this small planter next to the door. Another project we had done was to have our driveway and guest parking area redone. Before, it was kind of a gravel and lawn surface, so I'm very happy not to have to mow it anymore, and it looks a lot better now. Here's a closer look at the wisteria vine. My brother said it will probably be covered in flowers this year. This flower bed has this, what I think is a white flower phlox that likes to spread, along with a hydrangea, rose, and other perennials. The wagon wheel is something new since my last garden tour. It was actually a gift from my grandma. And a few interesting tulips are blooming over here. These outdoor pillows were on clearance at Menards this spring. It's always nice to refresh them every few years. And my planter hydrangeas are coming back again. This is such an easy way to have full planters each year without having to keep buying annuals. I continued the red colors in the window boxes on the garage with mini red roses, vinca vines, and a decorative purple grass. I planted the hanging baskets on the back porch with more red geraniums to attract more hummingbirds, and I've seen some on them already. Last summer we had many yard projects, and getting a new fence was one of them. I wanted to keep this tree, so I offered a design suggestion and was happy with how it turned out. our little cherry tree is in full bloom over here. And these hydrangeas around the porch are coming back nicely as well. Next to the garage is a new hydrangea my brother gifted me that gets purple colored leaves. I'm excited to see how it does this season. And here's a few more perennials, including a climbing hydrangea that I'm excited to have had come back from last year. Behind the house, I put up these 3 trellises that I found at Home Depot for only $15 each. We planted 3 new clematis vines as we couldn't choose a favorite. This one has almost bell-shaped flowers. And this one online looked like it gets clusters of flowers on it. And I just loved the look and colors of the flowers this one gets. I placed the trellises in a way that, from in the kitchen, you could see each trellis from different areas of the kitchen depending on where you're standing. Next to the house, these wildflowers spread quite a bit this year. They grow wild at my grandma's house, so she helped me dig one up to plant here, and they're doing pretty well. Here's a close-up of what their flowers look like. And in the backyard, we have quite a few new plants. I thought these were so different, so we got 2 of them to try. I think they were from Home Depot. But lots of different plants sprinkled in this area, including more dianthus, which is sold in 6-packs as an annual, but I've had them come back each year. They don't look like much right away, but they fill in to be a little round plant that gets covered in flowers. Here's a little lily from a pack of bulbs my brother gave me. I think there are at least 10 to 20 of them back here, along with some hostas that I transplanted. And I finally got more of these roses. I love them as they get single petal pink flowers and seem to grow fast. I planted a few purple salvia in here too, and these, which I have never tried before. Our river birch tree just seems so much larger this year. This is a new little tree that we planted this year, along with another that was a replacement for one that the rabbits ate last winter. I've never tried growing perennial hibiscus and thought this one looked fun. It says it can get up to 60 inches tall, and the leaves are purple. Hostas used to line this rock edge, but over the years, the voles had eaten so much of them that the hosta border was getting kind of sparse, so I decided to transplant the ones that were left and extend the grass to the rock edge. I think this will be nice to have the flowers on the lower tier of the yard and have the lawn larger, especially around the campfire ring. Excuse the weeds, but here's a rose coming back from last year. And there's another one over here as well. And this right here is actually a dianthus coming back from last summer. And there's more over here. On the other side of the picket fence, our spirea is in full bloom. This flower bed was another landscaping project last year. I made this flower bed larger, put down weed matting to make it more maintenance-free, and added a rock border and had a company place larger rocks in it. And here's another rose. But I think it looks so much better than it did before, especially compared to the jungle of thistle, vines, wild shrubs, and small trees that it was when we first purchased our home. This time of year, the crabapple trees in the front are in full bloom as well, which the bees enjoy. But inside is a little bit of a mess. I've been so busy working on new Halloween art pieces, trying to make as many as I can before the summer gets too busy. Mother's Day cards I need to get sent in the mail. Our new sink cabinet is sitting in the entry. Picking things out for a remodel of one of our bathrooms has been another thing we've been busy with recently. And in the fireplace room, the mess continues. I actually got sidetracked from my Halloween art projects and finished a new Halloween children's storybook that I'm excited to have available this year. I spent quite a bit of time on this new little book, but I'm excited with how it turned out. If you're curious about the book, you can find out more about it on Amazon. I'll have a link to the book in the video description below. This is the printed proof of the book, which is why it has the not for resale band across the cover. But I was really excited to complete this book and thought it was fun to have it published on my birthday. Oh, and Pancake, the angelfish, says hi. But yes, yard projects, house projects, art and craft projects, and book projects, along with seeing family and friends and having family and friends visit, and working out has kept me pretty busy. But I can't wait to see how all the plants grow this year, and wish you all a very happy gardening season.